Welcome back to Game On, where we use sports and athletics to talk about everything related to mental health. Recently, I was able to go to a basketball game. It's been a really long time where I was able to go. And I was reminded of how noisy it can get. And I was sitting behind one of the baskets. So I got a nice up close look of players taking their free throw shots. And if you've ever been to a game, basketball game on any level, when there's a player who's at the free throw line ready to take a shot, or her shot, there's a ton of noise. They're trying to distract them and wave things and do all these things to throw them off. And I'm always amazed how the player is able to maintain composure and really focus and hit the shot. And there's similar parallels in other sports, perhaps pitcher on the mound, and there's tons of noise. And it reminded me of other types of noise, quote unquote, that we have in our lives, whether it's thoughts coming in and out, some of them intrusive or some of them really distracting, or different emotions. And it's really how we relate to that noise that will help us be productive in a given moment. So to one end of the spectrum, we might be trying to get rid of those thoughts. And we all know the harder we try to get rid of it, then the more we'll think about it. Perhaps emotions, we might be trying really, really hard is that I don't want to feel this emotion. It's uncomfortable, it doesn't feel good. So I'm going to try so hard to stay away from that. And that's not acknowledging like what I'm feeling. Now, the other end of the spectrum might be is that I'm totally consumed and it's controlling me, those thoughts, or when I'm feeling a certain intense emotion, it completely overwhelms me. So how we relate to the noise. So if I relate to the noise and I let it be there, I acknowledge it's there, that thought's there, I don't have to control it, it's allowed to be there. Or I acknowledge, yes, I am feeling anxious, I'm feeling it here, or I am feeling sad. I acknowledge it, I can name it, it could be there. Give myself permission to feel. I once had a client who said that was a real turning point for him, where he said, hey, Shmuel, you know what? I gave myself permission to be anxious. And once he did that, it allowed him to be in the moment. See, it's a mistake, I think, to believe that the only way I can be in this moment is if I don't feel certain feelings or I don't have these certain thoughts, which I'd rather not have. It's really about, well, it could be there, and if I relate differently to them, then I could be in the moment with this background noise, similar to a player at a free throw line. They don't necessarily have to block it all out. They're like, oh, it's noisy. Okay, interesting. Okay, let it be there. Now, obviously, if someone's at one end of the spectrum, they might have other work to do. But my takeaway is how we relate to the noise will allow us to maximize ourselves in that given moment. Thanks for watching.